Hi, I'm the Antoinette Shine, and I'm coming to you with a new installment in my LA Living series. It has been a minute, but yet and still, I have continued to feel called to share my journey, and I am finally being obedient. And I figured that I would start off this series with a little getting to know me now. If you have been a part of this channel for a while, you know that it's been nearly 10 years that I've had this channel. And I've shared over the years in chunks, admittedly. But this time I am trying again, and prayerfully will be able to be more successful in my consistency, because I feel called to sharing this journey with you, and that's something that I'm going to get more into as I share a bit about me now. So in this life overview, I'm going to share where I'm at in a few key life aspects, and the plan is, as I continue to learn and grow, that I share those new insights with you here as well. So prayerfully, we'll both be able to see some growth here, okay? For me and you, all right? Because that's the purpose of me sharing, is to inspire that growth in you as I inspired in me. So let's get to it. So, first life aspect, living. As has been indicated, I currently live in LA, and it has been a journey. My first video, I recently realized, was 8 months ago. So I have been living in LA now for 8 months, and it has definitely been a journey, a fun one, a growing one, but definitely a journey, but one that I definitely appreciate. So I initially decided to come to LA because I felt drawn here. And I still to this day can't fully articulate that drawing outside of it being the same feeling that I felt when I was choosing college. And I just felt drawn to my alma mater, Georgia State University. And I couldn't explain the why. I had never been to Atlanta, never been to Georgia, didn't really have interest in it. I initially wanted to go to college in Texas. But anytime I would look at the website, there was just a drawing there for me. And now looking back on it, that was one of the best times of my life, in that is when and where I really learned about having a relationship with God. And I grew in my relationship with God there. And so in feeling that same drawing here, I get a sense that here is where my next level of elevation is meant to be. And I'm excited to see how that will unfold, because one thing that has become extremely apparent to me is that this season ain't that last season, okay? Things are moving and shifting a lot different. Baby, this is different. But I do see his hand in it. And so I'm excited to see how it unfolds. But something that I have become, or am working on becoming more fluid in, is trusting the process. Because this process is just real different. Okay, how I would expect things to happen, they happen completely different, but yet still all for my good. And of course, I'll share more of that as we get deeper into certain stories, but it's just different. And I choose to accept it as God showing me himself in a new way in my life, and prayerfully a new way that will help me as I grow in my maturity, in my faith, and the woman of God that he is calling me to be. And so that's life. And the second aspect is career/school, because I have been in school over the last few years. I started my master's program in 2021. And so I completed my studies as of December and will be walking in May. And I am very excited about that. This has definitely been a growing and stretching process, but that's what I asked for. So I initially chose to go to school in 2021. Again, I felt drawn to my school, which was Dallas Theological Seminary. And I am already a certified life coach. And so my initial plan was to do a program that would allow me to gain either my counseling certification or at least some counseling training to help to advance my ultimate goal of developing my women's group, BOLD, Beautiful Outstanding Ladies of Destiny, into a nonprofit wellness center. That has been my long-term goal. That has been the goal and the vision that I feel the Lord gave to me from the inception of the women's group. And so that's always been the ultimate goal that I see for it. And so my initial thoughts going into my program was that I would be one of the counselors. I would be the initial counselor for the center. And so I wanted to get a strong foundation in counseling to accompany my life coaching foundation. Because one thing about me is I like to operate in excellence. And that's why I even got my life coaching certification. Because if you know about life coaching, it's not highly regulated. And so lots of people can pop out and say, yes, I'm a life coach. Yes, I'm a life coach. I coach in this and I focus on that, as a lot do. But if you listen, not all of them say that they are a certified life coach. As a certified life coach, I went through training. I learned the proper methods and modes of executing a life coaching session, and also some tools to utilize during the session to assist individuals in reaching their goals, which is the whole purpose. As a coach, you come along, you don't instruct, you don't try to mold them, but rather you take what they want, what their goals are, where they want to go. In some cases, you may help them to realize what those goals are, but they are theirs to discover and also to pursue. And as a coach, you come alongside to help them in that journey. As a certified life coach, that's what we do. But anyways, so in that same mindset, that same operating excellence, I wanted to have that solid foundation for counseling as well. And in addition, I did also want to grow stronger in my understanding of and background in my faith. I'm a pew baby. I grew up in church. I don't know life outside of church. I never felt right pulling away from that relationship. However, at the same time, I'm still very human. So there's always room for me to go deeper and draw nearer to him. And so I wanted help in that aspect, and to also be able to be a good defender of my faith. And so I decided to go to seminary. And I decided to go to DCS. And prayerfully, that was where I was meant to be, because I applied nowhere else. I didn't look nowhere else. I felt drawn there. I applied. I got accepted. End story. Even got some scholarships. Praise Jesus. But anyways, I started my program, and I started in the Masters of Chaplaincy and Ministry Care. However, along my journey, I gained greater understanding of my path and what I feel that I'm purposed to do. And as such, I ended up transitioning to a master's in biblical and theological studies. Also, I further developed my plan for the Nonprofit Wellness Center and realized my gift of administration, and that is where I feel that I'm meant to serve. Ultimately, I, of course, will likely be providing some services as I begin, but ultimately my goal will be to administer and to make sure that the main thing remains the main thing in providing women with services to help them in their growth to full and complete wellness in all aspects, and to support those who will be supporting the women in that. And so that is the ultimate goal. And I am currently working towards that. I have my day jobs. This is Cali living. So I have my day jobs that I do, but I am ultimately keeping the focus on the Wellness Center, and also an additional aspect of it called A Safe Place, which I will also be developing this year. And I'm excited to share more about that as that develops. But in a nutshell, that is where I'm at with career, school, and the like. So that brings us to the third aspect, which is ministry. And I have kind of went into it with the first two, but to bring it around more cohesively, I've known for some years now that I've been called to women's ministry. My heart for women, particularly them knowing their worth and their value, them knowing whose they are as daughters of God, and in that who they are, and that they were made purposefully and with a purpose. That fire has never died within me. I always have a desire and a passion to encourage and inspire others in general, but particularly women. When they hurt, I hurt. And I always want them to know their value, their worth, and that they are loved and deserving and worthy to take up space. And so that is my ministry. And I have, over this last year or so, have been cultivating that more. And I feel that me moving here will help to move that forward. However, I'm not fully sure what that will look like as of yet. So I believe I shared earlier that I felt a drawing to my current church here in LA. And I can't explain it, but I have a knowing that in me being connected to my church, it's going to help me to move forward in women's ministry and what that's meant to look like for me. What that will look like, I don't know. And as I shared in the living aspect, I'm striving to release me trying to depict and determine what that looks like, and just trust the process. And trust that in due time, as I take the steps that I feel him leading me to take, that he will reveal what those next steps are, and ultimately what it will look like and what it will be. And so I am looking for ways to get involved in my local church. It's been a process, but I respect it, because I know that with the process that I'm having to go through to get in there, those that I will be working alongside and working with, and those who may eventually be helping me, are truly dedicated and are intentional about this work. And so we trust in the process, okay? I'm just out here trusting God. And that's been my life mantra, my life song. We just out here trusting God. That's all I got. No, that's not all I got. A little bit more to that. Particularly the beginning of this year, I felt God calling me to utilize my voice more. Hence why we're here. Is me striving to be obedient. And in that striving, I will also be working on being more consistent. In this very moment, I'm not going to make any promises on what that consistency will look like. But we're going to work on the consistency in producing more videos. What that timetable is TBD. But it's coming. Yes. And I'm saying that for my own accountability. But yes, women's ministry, speaking about women's ministry topics is the lane that we're trotting upon in this moment. Because that's where I'm feeling led. And yes, I'm excited about it. And also in continuing to grow closer to the Lord, because as I said, there's always space to go deeper in Him and grow closer in relationship with Him. And as I do so, I will be sharing some of those insights as well. So stay tuned. And to the final aspect, dating. At the moment, I'm not dating anyone. But I am staying open. Trying to stay open. But it isn't my main focus at the moment. They say that's when they'll find you. So, child, maybe I'll have an update soon. But at the moment, not dating, no prospects. Still out here trusting God again. Because the dating I've done has been interesting. To say the least. I was warned that dating in LA is different. And they ain't never lie. It's different. Real different. Why I'm still single. Because it's real different. And the approach is a lot different than what I'm used to. I've come to really feel validated in my set boundaries and what I will and won't accept. And also, at my big age, at this point in time, we ain't got time to waste on things that we know are not for us. Not to say that they are bad guys. I still think that most of the guys that I've encountered are cool. They're just not my guy. And so I say bye-bye. Bars. But no. So, yeah. we just out here trusting God. That is another topic, though, that I have felt a pulling. And so I have begun to pray more intentionally for my husband, more aspects of his life and his being and his relationship with God. And so, child, maybe he coming soon. I don't know. We'll see. Preferably. But we'll see. Okay? I will be sure to share as those updates come. But yeah, we'll leave it here for now. We'll get into more details in future videos. And so I hope that helped you to get to know me now. But at the same time, you can also get to know me then, as well, as I won't be taking down my old videos. I see some people, when they start anew, they wipe their page, but no, those old videos contribute to who I am now, and some of those things are still the same, especially in that 25 random facts about me. I really went to 25, child. But anyways, that's me. And you know, I love that for me, in that I have always tried to be authentically me. And that's where the name comes from. I'm just living in my skin, child, because there's only one me. And I'm the only one who can be me. And I'm the only person who can reach those individuals that I'm meant to reach. And I have to trust that those who are meant for me will be drawn to me, and my authenticity is how they'll be able to find me. And so, as I continue living in my skin, my hope and prayer is that I encourage you to do the same, and that we all grow in this life and become and continue to be the great, awesome, blessed children of God that we are meant to be. And so that's it. No one's told you today, I love you. Most importantly, God loves you. Much love and many blessings.